Good morning.
Are we live?
We're live.
Is it that time?
It's 9 o'clock. I
Okay.
got to hear you shuffle your papers.
Good morning. I'm Carl Mingers. This is Aaron Burns on March 4th, 2022. Episode
goodness.
212. Man, I tell you, it's been a fun time in real estate. That's
It's
for
been
sure.
crazy still. I mean, for people that don't understand, it's still been crazy.
You know, interest rates have been flat for, actually a couple of months. But March 1st, the State of the Union address comes, and we've had 3 straight days of rate drops with the Fed. You know, it's all a dog and pony show in my opinion, but take it while we got it. Now the Fed chair has already said that next quarter the Fed's going to raise the rate. No doubt about that. All right, pending home sales are down 5.7% in January, considering a 3-month drop.
It still doesn't.
Not here.
I was going to say, here it's still going quickly.
This is nationwide information. Inventory's at an all-time low. I mean, every seller out there and every buyer out there
That is so true.
knows that, especially the buyers, because they're missing out on deals right and left. Record increases in home prices to record levels. We had offers on $200,000 house this week. $30,000 over asking price. 20% down, conventional,
But no.
simple deal, got beat out. It's
But these are move-in ready to go.
right, not investor properties
These
or something
aren't-
like that. Even investor properties are
Going over, but not 30,000 over.
Well, that's 15% over. A decent asking price, a little on the high side, but not crazy.
Right.
A lot of people are listing their houses at just stupid prices out there. I mean,
We've seen a lot
stupid.
of that too, and then the appraisal still comes in they'll start real high, drop it, then they get under contract, and it still doesn't appraise.
Right.
I mean,
So you've got to be prepared for a darn heater.
I didn't think about it.
You got to be prepared for the appraisal not coming in.
Right.
And I understand the appraisers have to do their job, and they're working off past history. And if you're FHA or VA, I totally understand where they got to be kind of strict on their numbers. But if somebody's coming in with cash, it's worth what the price is worth. Okay, whatever the buyer is willing to pay
still
for it.
explain to my cash buyers or whoever, just because it's worth this now, doesn't mean it's going to be worth that in 5 years. Just like anything else. I mean, even when we were outside this market, I had that one listing really nice. We had to let it go for less than they paid for because of new construction in the area. Not that anything was wrong with the house. The house was still in great condition, great neighborhood, sought after. But because all these new constructions in the next neighborhood over, they ended up having to get out for less than they paid for it. And that was even outside of all this craziness.
I was having to explain to a seller earlier this week why I thought their price per square foot should be lower, and I give them the numbers, but their house is 1,000 square feet bigger than any house in their whole neighborhood.
You never want the biggest.
1,500 foot bigger than the average in the neighborhood.
Oh, wow.
And it's rough to tell somebody, but you got a 3,000 square foot house in a 1,500 square foot neighborhood. Your price per square foot is not going to be the same.
Wow, no.
Why would somebody build? Of course, they bought it like that. They bought it because they got a good deal compared to everything else.
Well, of course
But
they did.
that good deal doesn't necessarily transfer to a great
Right.
deal when you're selling it. Kind of crazy.
I mean, we always want your houses to sell more than what you paid for. That's always the hope, but we don't have a crystal ball where we can see the future. Oh, you're going to move in 5 years. Okay, this is where the market will be for
Now,
that
5
house.
years used to be 5 to 7 years way back when, that was how long
Yeah.
it was. Industry average right now, homeowners are staying in their house 13.2 years.
I was gonna say,
You know,
I know it's
that's
getting
unheard
more.
of. Even 10 years ago, it was 10.1 years. Okay, so people are buying a house, fixing it up like they want, and sticking with it. Which I think is a good thing. Buy what you want.
Well, it's like us. We bought it because it was good location, the school district. It worked for us. We want to move now. We've been looking, but we can't find what we want.
I think those numbers.
I personally don't want to move to turn around and move again when we find what we want. So I'd rather
Right.
stay where we're at
Right.
than move.
Wait
and
out
then
the
move
market.
again.
Okay, a little bit. Yeah. Moving, in my opinion, sucks. And I know
It does.
I know people that move every couple of years. I'm
I don't
like,
know
oh
how
my
they
goodness.
do it. It stresses me out just thinking.
Oh, I tell
so
you,
when people
I
are
don't know
like,
how you can stay married moving every
and
2
they're
years.
like, and I'm like, I get it. I'm like, I'm looking. I don't want to move. I stress about moving, and my job is to help y'all sell and then get y'all moved along. So I get your stress.
Really, most people. I'm not going to say most people. I mean, a lot of people buy for the school district, especially when they're grade school age. They want to get them in a good school.
Yes,
So when the kids graduate school,
that's where we're at.
depending on how many kids you have, that's really going to be a 10, 12, maybe 15-year time span. Then it's time to either downsize or move to wherever.
We want our neighbors a little bit further away.
There's 1,000 different reasons why people move, and it's interesting to see, and that's the fun part of this business, getting to share that experience with people in their lives.
And sometimes it's not always a good one. Sometimes we deal with the hardships, or they're down on their luck, or in a bad situation, and we still empathize, and we want to help you do the best we can with your property.
One of my biggest frustrations in this industry is title companies. I have my favorite title company. Most realtors have their favorite title company. I'm going to give Old Republic a plug here because I love them. They take care of me. I've been dealing with another title company on we have a buyer who buys a lot of my properties. Mm-hmm. They use their specific title company, and they never close. We can close in 2 weeks.
No.
Never happens. Okay, this last one deal, by the time I pay another month's mortgage, my insurance, my utilities, and the abstract having to be redone less than 60 days after it's been redone, makes it over $2,000. I'd rather pay that in commission to you or somebody else,
right,
or put that in my pocket. Okay, if I would, but of course the buyer gets to choose the title company 9 times out of 10.
Yes.
But I put 2 houses on the market yesterday. Had them under contract by the late afternoon. They're perfectly fine with going to Old Republic. They wanted the properties enough that they would do what I decided to do. And I feel like it's going to be a great transaction. I love great transactions. This last one has been like pulling hen's teeth. And it's just...
and it always is. So if we see something or we suggest, how about you look at this title company or this or that, it's because, and I'm not saying just because one of the locations for that certain title company is bad doesn't mean they all are. There's some title companies, I love a certain location. I love the people at that location. They do a great job. But that doesn't mean the other 4 or 5 or how many ever locations they do I like. So sometimes it's something like that. It might not necessarily be the company. It might just necessarily be the location.
Yep.
So when we say that, it's not like this X title company is horrible all around. It just could be just like Walmart's or anything else. You might go into one and they might be great. The people there are fantastic. And you go into another and it sucks. I mean, it's all about the people.
As an investor,
place.
it's same with towns.
Yes.
Okay. Me and Del City don't seem to get along.
I don't like Del City either.
Yukon made me so mad this week. I put all of my properties in Yukon up for sale, had them under contract in a day, because of simple government bureaucratic crap.
Same with El Reno, though. How much trouble did we have in El Reno with those 2 lots?
Oh, yes. But at least we built a working relationship with El Reno.
Eventually,
they come to
yes.
understand, okay, if they call me, I'm going to fix whatever the issue is.
Right.
Now that I have that reputation with them, but they're so used to investors buying something and then trying to skirt every rule out there.
Mm-hmm.
I've spent dollars in the last 5 years in Yukon, and they could give a rat's ass whether I'm there or not.
Right.
And so I just want to do the business there.
Well, and that goes to show, too, the type of one bad apple can ruin the whole bunch. Because not all investors are bad. Not all realtors are bad.
Not at all.
Title companies are bad. Not all home inspectors. Not all plumbers. Whatever you want to look at, there's always a few that seem to get the bad reputation
Right.
for the majority.
Same with inspection companies.
Yeah, anything.
And that's why a realtor is so important, okay? Because a buyer, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to know anything about title companies,
And being with one you trust. Like, if you don't feel like, if I walk in and I told you, oh yeah, I can get you $1 million for this house, guaranteed, and then I slack or I'm hesitant to show you any numbers or anything that supports me saying that,
and that's rampant in our market right now.
just take that gut feeling and don't let I hate to say it, but don't let the used car salesman pitch.
Yep.
The furniture salesman pitch win you over, because it could cost you money in the long run.
Well, I look at every client as a long-term client. I want them to
Same.
be happy. I want them to appreciate the work that I've done and refer me. Referrals are huge.
They are. I've had a previous client when this all started out. She's first-time home buyer, sweetest little thing. She randomly called me. She's like, I got a question. She's like, can I sell the property we just bought X years ago for X amount? I was like, let me look. So I looked it up. I was like, we probably could. I go, but here's the catch. You're not going to be finding anything to replace it. I was like, we're going to be in the same boat we were when we were looking for you this property.
All right.
She goes, okay. I go, so yeah, we could sell and get you a lot more money for it than what you paid for it right now with this market. I was like, but we're not going to be able to find you anything.
All right. And this crazy business of having 20 and 25 offers on a house in a day, it makes it stressful for everybody.
But that other agent, that's what was so frustrating to me, is that other agent didn't talk to her about that flip side of it.
Right.
Yeah, we can get you $100K or whatever stupid number it was at the time, because she had acreage, more than what she paid for it, but we couldn't turn around and find her anything. She would have been homeless. But that other agent failed to tell her that.
Right.
Tried to win her over by this. You could make almost double what you paid for it instead of being...
Yeah, you better find something that you can buy.
Right.
First.
So that's frustrating to me. And then I've had a lot of clients call me, multiple clients call me, telling me they've got the calls from we want to buy your house.
Oh, yeah.
We want to buy your house.
My brother Larry was telling me about that this Wednesday. We go out every Wednesday
I
night.
had one of them, not worried about this client.
He's been in his house 40-some years.
So he went ahead and took off work one day just to let him come over there and see what they'd say. Never showed up.
That's kind of like the roofers.
Never show up. We gotta go. The computer's yelling at us because the battery's low. And
all right. Well, dadgummit. I know it's been a while since we've been on here. Glad to be back on here. Remember, the thought for the day is no act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted.
Nope.
That's
so even
so
a
true.
smile and a hi could make somebody's world, make somebody's day.
Let's make a better place. All right, we're Weichert Realtors Main Edge, where we do real life, real world real estate every day. Come see
Bye.
us.